Hi everyone, hope you're well. It's Jake here, CEO of Assets We Build. Just wanted to do another really quick video, to be honest. Been getting some great feedback on the video so far. You may be wondering why I'm wearing a jacket inside. Well, of course, it's all about branding these days, and as you can see, Assets We Build, it's a bit of merchandise. You can't buy this stuff, it's too rare for the open market, so if you do want a jacket, just let me know. But yeah, just wanted to jump on the video really. We've got some pretty exciting news. Going to be coming over to Hong Kong, Singapore in October from the 8th till the 18th. I'm going to be going to Hong Kong for 5 days and then Singapore for a few days after that. So all business. I mean, tried to stay in a nice hotel, so I'm staying at Marina Bay Sands, whatever it's called, I think it is, in Singapore. So we're going to do a couple of days there for my birthday, just as you do celebrate your birthday these days. And wanted to just share what we've got coming up really in terms of the event wise. We're probably going to run 3 or 4 events. We're going to do one on more towards the HMO style project in terms of raising capital, educating investors on how they can obviously own a freehold property, how they can become a funder rather than, well, a funder and investor rather than just an end buyer. Then probably going to do one-to-one consultations on sort of development finance. Essentially what I'm going to try and do over the next sort of 12 to 18 months is to set up my own fund related to my own development projects. I've realised that, I mean, sort of the point in the career that I'm at, in terms of where I need to be, me going to institutions, me going to lenders, it's a waste of time. And just the terms and the requirements that they set. I mean, I'm 22, I'm not here to say that I've got 15, 20, 30 years experience, but what I do have the right team, I have a professional team that do have built some projects before, and I like to think it knows what I'm talking about, but of course from a lender's perspective, they don't really know that. So in Hong Kong, especially in Singapore, we're sitting down with a lot of investors with budgets between sort of 50k all the way up to sort of 5 to 10 million really, because we're looking to scale the development side of the business and the number of projects. I want to try and by the end of the year have 15 to 20 projects on the go, 4 or 5 on the bigger side, 4 or 5 in the middle, and 4 or 5 small ones. I think it's a balance which I'm going to be mastering by the end of this year. And once I've got my business where it needs to be with managing these projects and obviously managing the bigger style, so I'm looking at 100 plus units in Deansgate at the moment, which is a quite attractive project, which should make money. But then I'm also looking at doing a 5-6 bed HMO in Liverpool, which you may think, why not obviously just focusing? Well, the market's so wide, and the market can lead you, even on the smaller end, to so many great things. So delivering for the lower end clients is a passion for me. You can still make some great money. And I mean, you paid accordingly on how much time you and how much money you invest in it. If you're only going to invest 300k into a project, well, you're not going to make millions in that project. It's as simple as that. So yeah, let's have it. We're going to be partnering with a few guys over in Singapore, a few guys over in Hong Kong. Really excited to obviously share the knowledge. I think like I explained in my previous videos, the market is changing slightly to become more of a funder, and investor rather than just doing a buyer that wants to buy one plot, for example, one dwelling, one unit, however they want to call it. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Excited to see what response we get. I know the market changes, especially in Hong Kong. A lot more people looking to do that. And in the development projects that we do, I'll be covering projects that we're going to be looking at sort of for Manchester, raising capital for. And I'm also, which I'm really excited about, is actually the Golden Visa stock. So we're looking over to more towards, especially in places like Mallorca. So I've got family owned, very connected over there. I've got a lot of people. My architect, again, has operated over there, has done a lot of drawings, and I've got the team ready to go. And it's just connecting the dots and connecting the right people to the right schemes. And the Golden Visa opportunities are massive at the moment. They're a key hotspot for a lot of people, key type of investment that people are looking for, because especially with the political issues, as I mentioned before, but I'm not going to go too much into that. But those investments are going to start from probably around €500,000, simply because that's what you need to invest in order to get one of these Golden Visa deals. So I'm excited to share that with investors over in Hong Kong and Singapore. Why I'm not doing that event in the UK? Well, supply and demand. It's where the demand is at the moment in the overseas markets. He's going to be sort of going to probably bring 2 or 3 team members over there as well, running through sort of day-to-day, well not day-to-day, sorry, running through the key elements of a scheme, key elements of the funding side of things, that the strategies put in place, talking about professionals as well, from the architects, from the construction team, to be planning consultants, all the people we'll be talking about, because I know that many investors have a lot of questions around that, whether it's who's going to be building it, what track record have they got, because like I said, it's never just always about the track record about me. I can clearly demonstrate I've done projects, I can clearly show some of the projects, I can clearly show you how to take a project from where it is to where it needs to be, from raising the capital to bringing in professionals to selling it. That's what I can do best. But ultimately, people want to know also, who's your team, who's your power team, who the architect, what sort of projects have they done, what the construction firm, the QS, PMs, the EAs, what have they done? How are they going to get the project from a flat piece of land or an old derelict building to be the fancy project, the fancy house that they promised on the CGI? So that's what people, especially the investment market, they don't really understand. I think even from a buying perspective as well, I think a lot of people in Hong Kong and Singapore and places like that, if they don't know, they just obviously look at the front of it. They look on the fancy brochure, they look on obviously who the developer is, great. Doing the DD on obviously who the developer's going to be using as well is massive. It's just, it sounds pretty cliche, but those are the guys that are going to be building it. To me, it's not necessarily a developer. Maybe some developers have their own in-house construction firms, like a lot of the bigger blue chip developers do, but that's very important as well. So due diligence, raising capital, becoming a funder over just an end buyer, and we're going to be doing that in Singapore and Hong Kong. So if you are in those areas, in those amazing cities, I've not been to Singapore yet, but I'm very excited, then please do get in touch. I'm sure we love you to have to come down, have a meeting, whatever it is, and see if there's really opportunities, because as I said, if we can get to sort of the point where it's, I'd like to say 15 projects by the end of the year, with a GDV of projects around sort of 50-60 mil mark, I'll be quite happy with that. Nothing too crazy. I'm not going to do there's various different companies that say, oh yeah, billions in GDV and all that in the pipeline. It's like, well, yeah, great, but how much have we actually delivered on? So yeah, 40 to 50 mil is what I'm going to be going for. Get to that point, I think that'll be a good sort of point of where it needs to be in terms of for the next phase in the business. And yeah, and if you've got any questions, feel free to get in touch. If you need any support on investment advice or any support on JV opportunities in the UK or anything like that, just get in touch. I'll leave my contact details below. Visit my website, assetswithgo.com, and if you need anything, just drop me a direct message.